So you have no actual medical training, but you want to work in this hospital? Yes, but I've always wanted to go to medical school. But then I got married young and then I have kids, so those kind of blow it all up. But don't worry, I'm a very great person, like I'm great with people as well, and I'm a very fast learner, so you just show me something in the lab and I got it all done. Also, I once worked in an engineering company up in Syracuse. I fell madly in love with geology since then. With geology? Geology. Hey there, I am Andi Amanda Ismarani Divanthy from 21st Senior High School, Makassar, and I'm going to tell you a story about an inspiring woman, Julia Pierce. Julia Pierce is a stunning 27-year-old woman, a single mother who lived in upstate New York along with her 2 kids, Michael, who's only 6, and Abigail, who's just a 10-month-old baby. Her last husband dumped her, and she became jobless, living in a small house with her kids. One day in January 1994, she failed a work interview in a hospital. Therefore, she was on her way back home. But little did she know that there was a car rushing towards her way, coming down from the hill. And then less than a minute later, her car was hit and it spun brutally. After a few days of medical treatment, she then had to wear a neck cast. But then she kept looking for lawyers to help her with the case. Therefore, she chose Mr. Patrick Zanders, the owner of the Zanders & Stokes Company, a law office. The trial then took place 3 days later. Julia came with her lawyer, the perpetrator came with the lawyer, and everybody was there. I was just pulling out real slow that day, and out of nowhere, his Jaguar coming down from the hill, flying so fast around the corner and just boom, hit my car and causing the break of my hips and my neck. And I have no insurance, so I'm about $14,000 in debt right now. $14,000 in debt, huh? Your ex-husband doesn't help you out? Which one? Oh, you have more than one ex-husband? Yes, I have 2. Why? Oh, you must have been so desperate that afternoon. Broke, 3 kids, no jobs. You know what? No wonder. What? You're talking out of topic. He was the one who hit my car and was driving out of control. An ER doctor who spends his day saving lives was the one driving out of control. Julia ran away from the court and just smashed the door of the court, was angry. Patrick followed her from behind. Julia, please calm down. Patrick, there's no way I could calm down. I only have $74 in my bank account. There's no way I can afford to calm down. I understand, Julia, but that's not how you act in a court. You know what? I am leaving. Therefore, she spent days and days to look for jobs and interviews because she was so desperate. She waits for a call for interviews, but she had nothing right then. Then she had no choice but to come back to the Zanders & Stock Company to ask for a job to Mr. Zanders, the lawyer. Look, Julia, I understand, and I'm really sorry for what happened to you, but I really can't hire you. We have enough. Mr. Zanders, please. I don't need any sorry anymore. I need money, a paycheck, a job. I am a mother with 2 kids that I need to feed, and I am smart, I am hardworking, and I'm not leaving this place until you give me a job. Please don't make me beg. You can hire me right now, and if it doesn't work out, you can just fire me. Therefore, the next day, she came to the office as an employee who helped them arrange the cases in a binder in alphabetical order, as simple as that. But then one day, she was kind of interested to read one of the cases that she was piling up. It was about a big real estate company trying to buy a house and a housing residence in the city of Ithaca. But in this document, there is a medical history of a whole family, the Johnston family, who was the owner of the house this company, Brack & Co., was trying to buy. Miller, do you know why in this real estate case there's a medical result of like a family? Do you know why? Oh, is that like the Rock and Co company thing? Oh yeah. No offense, but a man like me doesn't even dare to like try and solve this. So I don't think a woman like you can do. I'm really sorry. She was offended. She was offended. But don't get her wrong, she was more interested in this kind of case rather than wasting her time to argue with a man like Miller, her coworker. So she just grabbed her car key and then went straight up to the address of the Johnston family stated in the document. When she arrived there, Mrs. Johnson welcomed her well. So you never put your house in sale, they just wanted to buy your house? Oh yeah. They said they were gonna build a highway in here, so, but then I was sick and my husband was sick, and with 2 kids, we could not afford moving out with only offered $2,500 for our house. I see, I understand that, but the only thing that made me confused that why is there a medical result of your whole family in this type of document? Like, why do you put it all together? Well, they paid for all of our members' medical visits. They did. And why is that? Because of the chromium. Hearing the word chromium, Julia was kind of suspicious and interested as well. Therefore, the next day, she was going to go to the scientist. And when she arrived there, the scientist told her. So chromium, okay. There are 3 types of chromium. Straight up chromium, which can do good cause for your body. Chromium-3, which is fairly benign. And then there is hexavalent chromium, which, based on the amount, can cause harm, such as chronic headaches, respiratory diseases, heart failure, reproductive failure, and of course, any types of cancers. So it kills when it gets to your DNA, but what is it even used for? It's used for rust prevention. So chromium is in the water to prevent corrosion. Well, how do I supposed to know which type of chromium was put in the waterways of Ithaca? You just go to their county's water board. They must have all those water-related documents. The next day, she went to the water board of the Tompkins County in Ithaca. Therefore, after 6 hours of browsing, she found the paper she needed. It's about Rock and Co. that stated that they used the hexavalent chromium to contaminate the waterways of Ithaca. Therefore, she spent days and days off of work to browse and look for all the families who lived in that area and ask for their health problems. Until 2 weeks after that, she went back to work with a pile of her result of her research. Mr. Sanders was in disbelief seeing her back in the office. Julia, you are not a lawyer. So what? Just because I'm not a lawyer or like a law school graduate doesn't mean I cannot help people who are dying out there? What do you mean dying out there? Mr. Zingers, you don't know. Brock & Co., the company, has manipulated a whole area in Ithaca by telling them that they use a good type of chromium in their waterways, but instead they use a poisonous one. The hexavalent chromium has been used there since 1993 and has harmed over 400 people and killed over 200. You didn't came to work for 2 weeks and you just come back with all this made-up story? Did you have fun? What kind of woman do you think I am? I haven't taken care of myself and my children for 2 weeks just to interview all the families that lived in that area, and you just tell me I was out to have fun. Well, we'll see. If you get this all done, I will give you a chance to be my legal assistant in that court. Okay, we'll see. Therefore, every day for the next 11 months, she did all the same routine on and on again. She first went to drop her kids off in the daycare, and then she went to the victims' houses to ask them questions, and then she took samples of waters and tested them in the labs, and then she went again to the Tompkins County Water Board, and then she went back to her office, and then pick up her kids again from the daycare. Just like that, every single day. And then she wouldn't go to sleep until 3 a.m. at night just to read books and pages of papers regarding to the case. And she knew that she could not sue Brock and Co. anymore, but she could still make them pay for what they had done. Therefore, on the day of the court, she stood up in a podium as a legal assistant of Patrick Sanders. I have spent a year listening to the victims' stories about how their loved ones being sick as a result of the hexavalent chromium that contaminated the waterways of Ithaca, stated in a document that Brock and Co. had thrown away. I have spent a year not taking care of my children and didn't hear my baby speak her first word just to save 100 children suffering from cancer. Mothers are losing their uterus, and they could not see their children playing in the pool because they knew how that water could harm them when they grow up. Therefore, I, Julia Pierce, today, with in total of 645 pages of signed papers from all the families who agreed to ask for compensation for all the money and all the lives they had lost of what Brock and Co. had done to their life. The judges then decided that Patrick Sanders and Julia Pierce won the case. Therefore, the Brock and Co. company had to pay $345 million to the victims. Therefore, Julia smiled and went down from the podium, went back to her seat, with everyone in the audience clapping for her. Thank you so much for the attention. The moral of the story is that you can never know what a woman can do until they work everything that they could to get something that they want. Thank you so much again for the attention, and I'm really sorry for any mistakes I made. And